Hi, family. One of the questions I often get here on this YouTube channel and also on other platforms is how to become an enrolled agent. And I believe the reason that people ask me is that one of the main functions of what I do, I'm allowed to do because I am an enrolled agent. So, if you're not familiar with what an enrolled agent is, it is the highest license credential that the IRS awards tax professionals. It gives them the authority to not only prepare taxes, to offer tax planning to taxpayers, but it also empowers them to represent taxpayers before the IRS. So think of it this way: if someone has a tax issue and they can't handle it themselves, they can hire an enrolled agent to step in their shoes and handle that situation for them. That's one of the main differentiators between an enrolled agent and a tax professional that's not credentialed. Okay. So if you're new to me, new to this channel, my name is Timalyn Bowens, and I am America's favorite EA. And as I mentioned before, as an enrolled agent, I am licensed through the Internal Revenue Service to represent taxpayers in all 50 states. But as a matter of fact, not only do I have clients in all 50 states, I have clients all over the world because I can represent taxpayers all over the world that have a U.S. tax problem. In my firm specifically, Bowen's Tax Solutions, we help taxpayers who owe the IRS $100,000 or more and can't pay in full, or they are actively being levied, which means the IRS is going in and clearing out their bank account or garnishing their wages, or if they are actively being audited or need a lien removed. That's where we step in and help taxpayers. But you can do the same if you become an enrolled agent. As an enrolled agent, you have unlimited practice rights. That means that you can represent taxpayers whose returns you prepared and taxpayers whose returns you did not prepare. But let's stay focused and talk about how to become an enrolled agent in 2024. So, before you can even sit for the exam, you have to understand that one, you need a P10. A P10 is a preparer tax identification number. If you do not have one, you can go to the IRS website and sign up for a Tax Pro account and apply to get your P10. The cost, I believe, is $30.75. And once you submit that application, the IRS can issue you this number. A P10 is very similar to what I'd say a social security number is for a taxpayer. The IRS is going to use this P10 to track your activity within the tax world. So, all paid tax professionals are required to have one. Anytime you prepare a tax return, your P10 must be on there. And when you fill out a 2848, which is the power of attorney that we have taxpayers sign, giving us the authority to represent them, your P10 has to be there as well. So once you get the P10, you also need to keep in mind that if you have any type of felonies on your record, this could disqualify you from becoming an enrolled agent because any type of felony involving fraud, that is not going to be ideal for who we would want representing taxpayers. Okay. So, hate to break it to you, if that is you, you may have just taken yourself out of the running. But if you have a clean record without any felonies, keep listening because after you have your P10 and you also do that, another question I get asked is, do I need an accounting degree to become an enrolled agent? And the answer is no. As a matter of fact, you don't even need a college degree. You will need a high school diploma or its equivalent. Okay. So once you have those things, then you can apply to sit for the enrolled agent exam, better known as, or I should say formally, not like former, but formal. The formal name is the special enrollment exam. With the special enrollment exam, there are three different parts. And remember, this is the highest credential that the IRS awards to tax professionals. The National Association of Enrolled Agents calls enrolled agents America's tax experts. So these three parts of the exam that you need to pass are going to test you on your tax competency and proficiency. So section 1 is going to be about individual taxation. Section 2 is going to be about business taxation. And then section 3, the final section, is going to be about tax representation, procedures, and practice. And a bit of Circular 230, which is the ethics portion that the IRS has put out, and that's what we are governed by. Okay? Now, to sit for these three parts, you need to register for the exam with Prometric. All of the exams are administered by Prometric at their testing sites, okay? So there is a number that you can call to sign up, or you can go to Prometric/SEE, because remember, it's the special enrollment exam, and you can find a location that's offering the test near you and schedule your test date. Now, you do have to pay for each time that you sit to take the test. And yes, you do have to sit 3 different days. But remember, you're being tested on your competency. So each exam is going to be 4 hours. Now, you probably won't need the 4 hours, but it is there for a cushion. It also allows you 30 minutes to get in there and make sure that you can use the software. All right. Because when you go in, you're not taking a bunch of stuff in there. You're relying on the tools that are within Prometric, and then you may also have a calculator and pencil and scratch paper. So you have the 30 minutes so that you make sure everything is working within the software, tutorials for how to use the programming to take your test, and then the remaining 3.5 hours you have to get through the exam. Each section is going to be 100 multiple choice questions, and the testing ranges from a 40 to a 130. You're going to need a 105 to pass the exam. And it's a little less intense than the CPA exam as far as knowing your results, because as soon as you finish and they come to let you out, you will know whether you passed or failed, because they will upload, do whatever they do on the computer, and then you will see it print out and they'll hand it to you and it will let you know what your score was. I take that back. It will let you know if you passed or failed, because it doesn't go into as much detail when you pass versus when you don't. Then you'll know like what you need to study for, right? So after you have your P10, we have a clean record, and then you have also applied to sit for the exam and you pass. What's next? You will apply for enrollment with Form 23. Now, this can be done online, or you can physically fill out a Form 23 and send that in with your fee, right? Because there has to be a fee associated with it, your fee for enrollment. So, with Form 23, I actually am going to do a video filling that out just so you can get that done as soon as you pass, because welcome to being an enrolled agent. However, what you need to understand as well is you have to pass a suitability check and a compliance check. With the suitability check, they're going to look into your background a little bit, fingerprints on file with the IRS, but also with the compliance check, they're making sure that you're compliant with the IRS. Now, if you're not, don't let that stop you, because you need to make sure you have all of your past tax returns filed. And if you have a balance that you can't afford to pay in full, as long as you have a payment arrangement set up, you will be good to go. Now, if you've been compliant in the past and last year was just a hiccup or this year was a hiccup, you may qualify for a guaranteed payment arrangement. I wrote an ebook walking you through how to set that up. I'll leave the link in the comments, but check this out. Once you get one set up for yourself, you can still refer to that ebook to provide consultations for taxpayers in the future, because the more you consult on it and help others, the better you become and the more comfortable you become in charging for that consultation, right? If you don't qualify for a guaranteed payment plan, you may still qualify for a streamlined agreement. Okay, so don't let you having any tax debt with the IRS stop you from helping other taxpayers. Okay, so once we have all of that complete, you get your license in the mail, you get out there and you start getting clients. But I would like to encourage you, if you are brand spanking new to the industry, if you're brand spanking new to doing tax representation, resolution work, please find a mentor and a community that can help guide you so that you don't make people's tax situations worse, right? Remember, we're helping them with their livelihood. We don't want to make anything worse and get a bad reputation for us as enrolled agents or even tax professionals. You also want to be in community with people that are a little bit ahead of you and people that are in the same position as you, because then you're able to give each other feedback and grow together. If you're looking for something like that, I do have an enrolled agent mentorship program called the Tax Pros Representation Journey. In there, you get a weekly podcast where I give you tips on how to grow in your career or grow your own firm and get clients and the systems and processes you should have. I also put out an article that same week that's going to correlate with the podcast that came out. And if you're new to me, you don't know this, but if you've been watching, you know at the end of each article, there's going to be a section called Now It's Your Turn. And I break down what I covered into more steps to help you implement that in your career and implement that in your firm to make sure that you actually hit the goals that you want to reach as an enrolled agent. If you're interested in that, go to americasfavoritea.com and you will see Tax Rep Journey and you can see the different tiers of uh, mentorship for you to join. If you're not quite ready for that, I still invite you to join the email list because I do send out tips each week for you along your journey in being an EA. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, as always, please drop them down in the comment section. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.